and it is a warm-ish, well actually no it's not, it's quite a cold afternoon welcome to the Kerava National Cricket Ground for what is today the T10 Women's Final, the Finnish Women's Championship, and we shall be seeing today the Empire clash with Helsinki Titans. And before that, let's have a look at the lineups. So for Empire we have captain and wicketkeeper Stella Sheridan, Trajila Mulepati, Hayan Ngayen, Mira Saastamoinen, Mona Into, Chihan Lei, Rea Kular and Tanya Zaitseva. And for Helsinki we have Usha Bandari, Janet Kutinia, Amina Persade, Deepika Mungara, Divija Unhale, Huma Kurshid, Janhavish Rivastava and Sondria Shah. Those are the full squads. News from the toss is that HCC won the toss and decided to field first. So just waiting for the Empire batters who are just entering the field, just currently off screen. You will shortly see them. These two teams having finished the top two from our 4-team round robin league this summer here in Finland. And just for your information, the women's league this year has been played with yellow leather indoor ball, so a little bit lighter than a standard leather cricket ball. Hence you will see that the women batting today are not using pads. Some I think do still use pads, but it's obviously then their own choice in this particular case. So we have openers here who will be facing Hayan Ngayen and Trajija Mulepati at the non-strikers. Opening the bowling for Helsinki is number 2 Usha Bandari. Our two umpires today, Parves Gill and Venkat. Venkat currently at square leg, Parves at the bowler's end. So here we go, first ball of the over. And that's hit away around the corner very well. The boundaries here a little bit damp this morning. Well fielded. Just stopped inside the boundary line, and they will come back for 3 runs. So for the regulations of the Women's Champion this year, we have a 50-meter boundary. And in the case of wide balls, these are during the first 9 overs. The wide ball is not rebowled, but there are 2 runs given for each wide. The wide is then rebowled in the final over as Bandari continues this first over. And that's signaled as a wide by the umpire. I think I would have probably myself given that one, but we'll see that rebowled. And that one goes wider still, so yeah, that's another wide. So as you'll see from the on-screen graphics, we have 2 runs for each of these wides. As I was saying, in the first 9 overs, the wide isn't rebowled, but 2 runs are added to the score for the batting side, which means currently 8 from the first 4 balls of this first over. This one played out to mid-wicket and thinking about a second run, but they won't take one, just a single. It's been a little bit of rain here this morning in Kerava, so the fielders should be trying to keep the ball off the ground as much as they can. As Bandari comes in for the last ball of the first over. And this one just dabbed down into the offside for an easy single, or what will be an easy single, and that brings the first over to a close. With a score on 10. Round about par, I think, for the women's games that we've seen this season. Somewhere in the region of between 80 and 100 runs has generally been scored. We have a little 3-camera production on for you today this morning. Geet Raju up in the tower with the mobile camera, so we're hoping to be seeing some nice close-ups and wide pans from the outfield for you today, as the second over is about to start, and it will be Huma Khurshid to bowl it. Right arm over, and that's wide ball to start with. Quite many of our women in this competition have not been playing cricket for a long time, hence the modified version of the rules for the league this season. That'll be looked at again at the end of the year to look at next year, including the treatment of wides in 2025, as that's the second one bowled by Khurshid. And I think currently the feel is that we will have both hard ball as well as this version softball cricket in 2025. Hopefully get more women involved, as has been the case so far this season. Mulapati just dumps that one out into the mid-wicket area, return into the keeper. They come through for a single. As Khurshid continues now to the left-handed Gayan, and it's a no ball. Pitching off the artificial surface. So again, as I mentioned earlier, of course, wides and no balls are counted as 2 runs and not rebowled in the first 9 overs, as the bowler is now changing her action to right arm around the wicket. Let's see if it gets her radar adjusted. Adjusted perhaps too much the other direction, so that's another wide. And the free hit remains from the previous no ball. Carried over to this ball. And the free hit is hit towards mid-on, and the mid-on fielder is coming in. The fielder actually manages to field it off her own bowling, so there's just a single. And that brings the end of the second over, which is also gone for 10, so that's 20 without loss at the end of the second. So Divija Unhale will bowl the third over, right arm off spin, and that's a full toss, which is played out through the cover region, and they come back for a second, so an easy 2 there. And that's a wide. Marginal 1 again. Divija giving it quite a bit of flight here this morning. I think she'd probably be better off trying to just bowl more of a dart off spin, but anyway, we go. She decided it's more flight for today, and that's again hit out into the cover region and just a single. Helsinki women not keeping the ball off the grass with the throw, which I suspect, even though this is only a 10-over match, it's going to be quite a wet ball out there. But anyway, good to see cricket is on. The amount of rain this morning was torrential at times, as that one is... Keeper doesn't manage to take it, and they'll come through for a run, which, yeah, I thought so. There's a leg by, signal by the umpire. No bat on that one. It's a wide down the leg side this time to the left-handed Nguyen. So all of the bowlers so far this morning struggling a little bit with their lines. Surprisingly, Divija as well. She's a little bit more experienced bowler than her colleagues. Oh, and that's a top edge just over the keeper. Come back for one. Will they think of a second? No, they won't. The ball is in the hand of the field, but again rolled along the ground. And that brings it close to the third, which goes for 9 runs. So that's 29 without loss at the end of the third over. As I was saying, so quite a lot of rain this morning, but a credit to the conditions here in Kerava, which are generally speaking particularly good in terms of drainage. So it's playable using the second slot for the game today. So this is a reserve slot for the final. The original game was due to start at 10 a.m. this morning, but there was no chance of that. But a couple of hours later, managing to get onto the field, so that's good. And for this fourth over, we shall have over from Sandria Shah, number... Her ponytail would move a little bit. Number 9, I think it is, under the shirt. I don't have that number on my sheet, so number 9. And that's way down the leg side, so that's another wide. That's a wide. So the score moving along to 36. Ria Kular yet to get off the mark. This one again down the leg side, and that'll be another wide. I guess the question here is whether the batters should be looking to score off the wides or leaving them. I suppose that's one thing which is being under discussion at the moment for next year. And that one is past the keeper without anything off the bat. Comes in for the single. Umpire will signal that as a bye. The score along to 39. Which brings Nguyen on to strike. And she just dabs this one out into the vacant mid-wicket area, and they'll come through for a single. The bowler then fielding off her own bowling. Given the reduced size of the boundary, the 50-meter boundary, so there's not inner circle restriction here for the women's games. And that one is left, and it'll be another wide. And the end of the over, which will see the score at 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. So 8 runs taken off that one. These two teams finished top of the top 2 in the women's round robin stages of the league this summer. Hence, they're playing off in the final today here at Kerava. Just forgot I had a nice cup of tea brought for me, so I have to have a drink of that before it goes cold. And it'll be Janet Kutinia to bowl the 6th over for Helsinki this morning. And that's a wide. The women here struggling with their bowling lines quite a lot. There's been lots of wides already, which I think has been the trend for the season. Certainly something to be looking at in terms of off-season coaching for these players, but that's well hit into the mid-wicket area. The field will come round, I suspect. No, they decide not to come back for a second. Definitely was a second on there. Then just gone, but called to not run the second, so they just take 1. Given the damp in the outfield, no question that if the boundary fielder is out there, then quite clearly there is a second run if the batters want to take it. This one just played back to the bowler. Coutinho fields it off her own bowling. There's no run. This one hit through the mid-wicket area. Normally would have thought it will go. Looks like it will, and it does. That's the first boundary of the day, which also gets Ria Kular nicely off the mark this morning. So 4 from 7 deliveries for her. A nice shot pulled through the vacant backward square area for 4 runs. Both of these batters were in Oslo a few weeks ago representing Finland in the Nordic tournament. And that one is aerial, and she's out. That's caught at point. So the second wicket falls with the score on 49. So continue will continue from the water tower end to the new batter, 37, Stella Sheridan. And there's no run as she just tapped that one out into the offside, and the bowler Coutinho fields off her own bowling. Sheridan skipper and wicketkeeper for Empire. And at the end of the 6th, that's 49 for the loss of 2 wickets, just 7 off that over. And Guyan it is who will face the first ball of the 7th over, which will be bowled by Srivastava. So a few changes to the field here as the Helsinki field is quite clearly expecting Sheridan to be hitting more than some of the other batters thus far. This one, however, just hit out into the semi-vacant cover area and has come through for a single. Bringing Guyan back on to strike. So 2 singles so far of this over only, and the fielders then come in to the offside field to the left-handed Nguyen and come out on the leg side to the boundary. 3 fielders on the boundary. And that's a wide. As you don't see most of the fielders on the screen, so this is 8-a-side tournament this year for the women. Again, that's another item for discussion in the off-season as to what the formats will be for next year, as this one is playing a miss, but wide as well. Draw another 2 onto the score for Empire, moving along to 55 for the loss of 2 wickets with 2 balls left in the 7th. As this one is hit away into mid-wicket area, Unhale it is that will come round and field it. Definitely need to work on the throwing, getting the ball into the bowler or keeper on the full. It's not something which has happened too many times this morning with a wet outfield. It's a problem for the bowlers to grip the ball, as Sheridan it is will face the last ball on this over. She plays and misses, and that's the end of the over with the score on 56 for 2. So the scoring, I wouldn't say dried up, but slowed down a little bit after the first 3 overs. We're going at 5 and 6 and 7s, which means that the current run rate at the end of 7 is at 8 and over, rather than around 10 as it was after the first 3. So probably looking to Empire, that is probably looking to at least get to 80, which I think it'll be a minimum to just below par score this morning, given the fact that the outfield is a little bit slower than usual due to the morning rain. Then a few runs taken off that par score. Interesting to see. So 8th over, maximum of 2 overs per bowler in these playing conditions. So 8th over will be bowled by Divija Unhale, so it's her 2nd over of the morning. Right arm off spin. This one is hit up into the air and is caught and bowled. So when Guyan departs, 15 from 24 to her. The first ball of the 8th. And that means that number 23, Jihan Lei, it is that will replace Nguyen at the wicket. and will be facing the next ball as Stella Sheridan remains at the non-striker's end. Extra's clearly the highest scorer so far this morning with 32 from the total. As Unhale continues. Play a miss, and Sheridan will call for the single. One by. Missed everything there, through the stumps and the keeper. There was a bit of wood on it. I thought it was a bye, but no, so it's a single to get lay off the mark and bring skipper Stella Sheridan on to face Divija Unhale. Played well around the corner, and I should think they'll come back for a second. Yep, Stella calls them for the second run, which they easily take. The throw not particularly strong coming in from here. The backward square leg position, an easy two at the end of the day. Divija there just trying to get the moisture off the ball to be able to bowl it after that one coming in through the grass again. Sheridan pairs that one aerial. The fielder get under it. No, she doesn't. Come through for one. And they try and take a second on the throw there, the misfield. And they will come back for another two. Well run. Sheridan there, perhaps uncertain as to whether she wants to play it over the boundary for six or then roll the wrists on it. Ended up with neither, just playing it up into the mid-wicket area. This one missed on the full. No interest from the umpire for an LBW. And that's a single. Sheridan making a ground well at the bowler's end. And that brings us to the end of the eighth with the score at 62 for the loss of 3 wickets. So just 6 off that one, which brings the run rate below 8. But Sheridan remains on strike, so probably fair to say that of the remaining batters, she's the one that they're hoping be getting the runs, as it is Continia, it is number 15, who will take her second over. Skipper of the Helsinki side this morning, Janet. First over went for 7 for the 1 wicket, so let's see how she goes here. Oops, it's a dead ball, as the wet ball just slips out of the fingers. Get those throws in on the full from the outfield. And playing a miss there. Looking to play straight towards the commentary box and didn't make contact. So it's a dot ball. Not seen too many of those this morning. Second to last over. This one down the leg side, and that's signalled by umpire Parvez Gill as a wide. Another 2 added to the score. So if anybody watching missed that earlier, the women's development playing conditions, wides are not rebowled in the first 9 overs, and 2 runs are added, 2 extras added to the score. Sheridan pulls that one away through the mid-wicket area. They're going to come back for a second again on the arm. They decide against it. Perhaps would have been a chance to take a second there, but not risking it, so they just take the single, which brings Jihan Lei on to strike, and the fielders are brought in again. As I mentioned earlier, then the players expecting Stella Sheridan to hit the ball further than the other umpire colleagues. Let's see if Jihan can make good contact with this one. She makes contact enough, but straight through to the keeper, and that's caught behind. So lady parts for 1. 65 for the loss of 4 wickets with just 2 balls left in the 9th. And 25 Mona Into it is, who shall join Stella Sheridan at the wicket. And she will be facing the next delivery from Janet Coutinho. Left-handed Into. And this one played out to the mid-off fielder, and there's a direct hit, but I think it looks like batter made her ground. The umpire is of the same opinion, so they'll take 1 run off that ball. The penultimate one of the 9th over. Bringing Sheridan back on to strike. She'll want to get down the other end, I would have thought, off this one. Oh, would she prefer to try and hit a boundary? Let's see. Yep, just dabbed out into the offside just to take the single and get herself on strike for the final over. So that brings us to the end of the 9th, 67 for the loss of 4 wickets. So again, only 5 added on this, so the run rate creeping down again to just below 7.5. So as I said earlier, unless there's going to be fireworks in this last over, wides will be rebowled. But not likely to make the 80 that I mentioned earlier. Is probably par score for today, but let's see if Sheridan can make contact with a few of these deliveries. It's Shah that will bowl her second and the 10th and final over of the innings. So wides are rebowled now in the last over. And this one just creeping down the leg side. Yep, sure enough. Wide is the signal from umpire Venkat. Stricter on the leg side in this form of cricket as well as all other forms. So no question about that one. Being wide as Sheridan surveys the field. We've got 3 fielders out on the mid-wicket boundary, or near as on the boundary. And 3 fielders closer in on the offside. Just the extra cover fielder further out. Point and third man. It's women's cricket. I don't know whether you can call it third man. We have to think of another title for that position in the field. Third person. Anyway, giggle to myself and the millions of viewers as Shah is about to continue. Issue with the scorer's box, perhaps. I think so. That's a slight delay here. So a bit of a chilly morning or early afternoon as it now is, but at least we're happy to have play at Kerava, and there's a men's T20 match on this afternoon, which will also be broadcasted. Still some issue with the scorers. Not quite sure what, so I can't really tell you here from the commentary box, but apparently some issue with the scorer's box, but hopefully that will be resolved shortly as the scoreboard is now updated with the wide. So the over ready to continue. Once umpire Venkat is giving the signal, which he does. Shah. And Sheridan just guides that one down to point, and they come through for a single. So left-handed Into back on strike. As the score moves along to 70. just the one legal ball, so there's 5 more deliveries to come still in this over. From Shah. 2 ball from here will get them to 80. That's a wide and a run. Sheridan calling through for a single. Into just leaning on her bat there, not aware of the situation, so a good call from Sheridan brings her through for an extra on top of the 2 for the wide. So perhaps the 80 is now looking more likely. Shot is to continue. Sheridan facing, and she's missed a straight one, and missing a straight one normally means that the wickets are shattered, as they are in this case, and Sheridan departs on 9. So it's all happening here in the 10th. Wickets, wides and byes, number 22, Miras Saastamoinen it is, who will come to the wicket to face the next delivery from Shah. A new player here that I haven't seen before, and with that surname quite clearly a Finnish background, Finnish family name, which is good to see. Cricket can be played by everybody, as we're showing here, and there's a swing down the leg side, and there's a wide call, and the chance of a run out here. The keeper doesn't manage to take it cleanly, and they'll come through for another run. So 3 extras will go on to the score, taking Empire along to 76 for the loss of 5, and we still have 4 legal deliveries yet to come. Shah to continue to Into, who leaves that one down the leg side through to the keeper for another 2 runs wide. And pressure on here. Shah needs to get the ball straight, as she did to Sheridan. It's better delivery. Keeper doesn't take it cleanly, and we've got all sorts of things. Interesting calling, or lack thereof, I suspect. And at the end of the day, however, a bye is called as Saastamoinen runs down the wicket. Into then managed to get down to the non-striker then before the ball was returned. So they came through for a single. Saastamoinen plays that one out nicely through the offside for a single, get herself off the mark. Nicely played shot there. Seems Mira has a good eye, nicely hit through the offside to come through for a single. Well played. Bringing Into back on to strike. So 4 balls gone so far, 2 left in the over. Into misses that one. So a valuable dot ball here in the last for Helsinki. The score now on 80 with just the 1 ball remaining. So as ever with my commentary forecast, wrong again. They did manage to get to 80, and just about to say they're going to remain on 80, but no, the keeper fumbles it, and they'll come through for a bye, I think is the call, which it is, which means that the innings will close with the score on 81 for 5, so a few more than off that last over. 14 runs, which makes that the highest runs scored off the over, and 81 the total, so the 82 will be the score that HCC batters will be chasing in the second innings. There will be a short break, only 5 minutes or so, so please do join us again for the second innings of the Women's T10 Cricket Finland final. See you shortly. Second innings about to start as the umpires take to the field, followed by the Empire women to commence their defense of the score of 81 in the first innings. Yet to see which batters will be opening for Helsinki here this morning, but as I do, I can introduce for the second innings a special guest here in the commentary box, Cricket Finland's one and only Maija Skeimans, Development Director and leader of all things women, juniors, schools, coaching.
Yeah,
She can
okay.
add to the list.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here at the final.
How are you this morning?
Pretty good now that the rain stopped, and it's good to see these two teams taking the final. It's an interesting situation. We had another team finishing the round robin at the same points, but Helsinki CC had a better run rate. So
Oh,
here
okay,
we are.
so that was a close finish then, which is good.
Yep.
So the wins being shared around through the four teams then?
Yeah, to an extent. And the other two who didn't make the final, they both ended in a win. So
Okay.
all good in the league overall.
Just waiting for the graphics to catch up here. And I can say that it's 34, Hayan Ngayan, who will be bowling the first over from the residential end. And the batters are Divija Unhale, who will be facing, and Amena Persade, who was the Helsinki's wicketkeeper. That went straight through to the keeper, Empire keeper Sheridan. No run. They'll be trying to keep those wides down. I didn't capture how many extras there were in the first innings, but I suspect that we ended with the extras quite easily. The highest score, which I think has been the general situation
It has indeed.
this season, as Divija top edges that one, and Sheridan comes round to take a super catch, and that's
That's a big wicket.
Critical wicket, yeah.
That's
Just
a big
about
wicket.
to say that then, Maya.
Yeah. Yeah, Helsinki is the newcomer in the league this year. However, Divija herself played in Play Cricket Suomi team last year, and so it's interesting that they made the final. Have been a very decent competition.
So Helsinki playing for the first time this season in the women's competition, isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, Divija by far their strongest batter, so they certainly took a big wicket early on.
Advantage Empire then, as in this first over, and it's Chandriya Shah, number 9, who will replace Divija at the wicket, coming in at 3. So pressure on here. As the Helsinki #1 batter and highest scorer then departs without troubling the scorers. So on Nguyen to continue, left arm over, that's well bowled, just dabbed around. Dabbed around the corner, not sure whether they were going to run or not.
Yeah, she got trouble running.
Yeah, I thought there was a single on there. But did come through in the end. So it'll be Persade who will face for the first time this morning, and Nguyen just drags that one down short and down the leg side. There's a wide called. So that'll move on the Helsinki score to 3. Clouds just breaking up a little bit here, so hopefully we won't have any issues with any rain for this afternoon. Don't want to speak too much more about the weather.
Yeah, we'll keep the fingers crossed.
Yeah, we shall. Toes as well. And Nguyen to continue, left arm over, and there's an edge on that. Sheridan
Is that
just
out?
to take it.
What's going on?
Not quite sure what's the source of confusion here, nor why the batter is not leaving the wicket. No signal provided by the umpire, so play continues.
Another big call. Not out.
Not interested, umpire Parvez, as he wasn't in the previous one. Thought there was quite clearly wood on that for the caught behind, but
Certainly looked like that.
what does it matter what we think? That brings the end to the first over with the score on 3 for the loss of 1 wicket. Interesting to see the playback later on as to what that one hit when it went through to the keeper.
Yeah, indeed.
But anyway, enough said. Second over to be bowled by Chihan Lei, number 23.
Empire is clearly the more experienced team here, who have played now two seasons. We are only in the second season of women's league here in Finland, but the Empire team has stuck together even before that. So they have some new players this season, which has been nice to see.
Think they'll be looking to get 11 aside for next year? All of these 4 teams, I guess. Do you think that's feasible at the moment?
It's still under discussion, but yeah, there's a lot of recruiting going on at the moment.
Okay,
so
good.
Hope so.
Good. For anybody watching here this morning, then more than welcome to come and get involved in our growing women's cricket program, as Shah then plays that one around the corner just for a single. Well played into the vacant backward square region. An easy run at the end of the day, as it was. Persade now back on strike, so she's yet to get off the mark from 3 balls. Looking to do so here and get the score moving along. That one is signalled as another
Mm.
wide. Off the offside this side. This time. Beg your pardon. Move the score along to 6. Astro turf wicket here at Kerava is wider.
Bit of confusion there again.
Yeah, looking like again there's going to be a run out, and there's no run out this time. They're going to come back on a misfield, and we'll take the single eventually. Making hard work of it here, but another run in any case. This one again just floating wide and duly signalled by the umpire Venkat, so there's another 2 onto the score. Most of the women this morning seem to be struggling with their lines, bowling a lot of wides. Play continues, and this one is just about to say hit straight to Mona Inta, but actually went through the hands, and they'll come back for a second. Yes, they will. Shah not exactly looking like she was too interested in coming back for a second, but manages it in the end. A bit of a walk through.
Yeah, they had a bit of a wait to get started because of the rain, so.
Okay. There's no run off the 6th and final ball of the second. Takes the score along to 11. 8 off that one. Empire at the equivalent stage were 20 for the loss of no wickets at the end of the second, so just falling slightly behind here, Helsinki batters, as it is number 12, Ria Kular, who will bowl the 3rd over.
I think she's the youngster in this team, this fielding team now.
Just about to say, as we have overhead company, but it's not a Finnair jet as usually, it's a helicopter this morning. That's a wide. Not seen too many jets flying into Helsinki airport this morning as usual. Obviously using a different route today, which is good for the commentary box. Kular to continue. This one is swept into the mid-wicket area, but the fielder takes that one well. There's no run.
Yes, Ria Kuller is also one of the representatives of the Finland team who went to Norway.
That one just missing the stumps, and dot ball. As a result, Kular to continue just off a couple of steps, and that one is wide. Yep. This one again, exactly the same as the ball before last. Well hit, but just straight to the fielder at short mid-wicket. There's no run there. Just one ball to come in the 3rd.
Ria usually takes a long run up, but I think the wet outfield is affecting that now.
Oh, and that's a wide through the keeper, Sheridan, and they'll come through for a extra run. That'll be 3. So finish on the 3rd. The score on 18. So Ria would normally take a longer run up, would she?
Yeah, she would. She has experimented with different different length run-ups, but she often likes to take quite a long run-up.
Okay. I thought it was just quite interesting because she wasn't even extending the run-up on the.
I know.
On the mat itself, which I think is quite dry.
Yeah, not quite sure what the issue is now. Or she's just changed her style.
Yep. Which of course she is free to do so. Mona Inta it is who will bowl the 4th over. from the water tower end here at the Kerava National Cricket Ground. And this one played out to mid-wicket, and they decide against taking a run. Probably the right decision in the end.
It looks like they could do a bit of discussion about the communication here.
Yeah, not a lot of communication been going on here. And this one, I was going to say, played out well through the mid-wicket area this time.
Nice.
I'd say third time lucky. She manages to avoid the first fielder at mid-wicket, and they come through for an easy single. Good, I was going to say, somebody has a rag there in the outfield just to take the extra moisture off the ball for the bowler. This one played through the air and
stopped.
Well fielded. Jihan Lade is that fielded the ball there, would have gone for a boundary then otherwise. And no ball is the call. I did wonder whether the height was going to be an issue there. So we'll see a free hit from the next delivery. A chance here for Helsinki to make up a little bit of the
They do need to pick it up if they want to.
run rate, which they're behind on at the moment. This one is a wide, so the free hit will be continued to the next ball. And the signal comes from the umpire Venkat again, has to remind the batter of that. So 2 for the wide following the no ball 3. So extra runs being taken here from Into's first over of the day. That's another wide. So Venkat's going to get his arm exercises in this afternoon as he signals again for a free hit for the third time. See if Into can manage to get this one straighter. She does, and that one is well hit again through that mid-wicket area. A little bit of a sort of a baseball type shot being played there, but there's the run taken from that one. Which brings us to the end of the fourth with the score on 27 for the loss of 1 wicket. 9 of that one in total. 27 for 1 is against 34 for 1. So as the fourth over in the Empire innings only produced 5 runs, and Helsinki managed 9 off that one, so they managed to make up a little bit of the gap. 7 behind currently. What's your thought, Maya Skamans, as to who's favourite to win this one at the moment? What do you think?
I think Empire might be the stronger one, but you never know. It's cricket, so anything can happen. If they do get another wicket, then they're definitely on.
Are the bowlers for Empire today, who are they likely to be? Take up Jihan Lade is who'll bowl her second, so she'll be bowled out in the first 5 overs.
I would think Trajila Mulepati would be bowling.
Yeah, this one's off the mat, so that's a no ball. And will be a free hit. Umpire Gill circling his left finger around above his head to show the no free hit, no ball, and
that was a slip out of the hand.
Another no ball off the mat. Not quite sure whether you got a double free hit in that case, but I suspect not. Just another 2 to the score, and the free hit shall be
Skipper giving a little bit of extra
extended.
advice.
Yep, Skipper Sheridan just to give a bit of bowling advice there from the keeper position. No harm in that currently. A bit of pressure on here as Lay and that one just dips down just in time to avoid being a no ball, and the free hit they're not taken advantage of, so that ends up being a dot. So 3 balls gone here in the 5th. As Lay to continue, and she has well played by Persade through the mid-wicket area, and just the 1 run. well backed up there in the field. The umpire's field is a little bit more active, perhaps, to say that, than the Helsinki fielders in the first innings. This one as well hit then past the umpire.
Let's see. Oh, outfield slow.
Suspect it might not go. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Just pulling up a yard or so short. And what a great throw from the outfield. They were coming back for a third on the arm, and it's a direct hit.
Yeah. Didn't see who threw it. Or was it? But I think, as you were saying about the active fielders, then that is probably part of the experience. So this team,
you can quite clearly see that as well.
They have played more together.
Shah, was it that's run out? I think.
Yes, it was. Yeah. We have number 3 coming in, I think. There's
she was the previous wicket.
There's some issues with the scoring, I guess.
Shah,
there we go.
5 from 6 balls for her. So a nice little knock, but fall of the second wicket on 34, and there's still 1 ball to come, and it's Shrivastava, number 3, who will join Persade at the wicket.
Yeah, it is 3. Yeah.
Another new name and face to me. So, anything you know about this player, Maya?
No, not really. There's quite a few completely new players in this team, so I haven't had a chance to see many of them before.
Good to see, though, the new players. It's,
absolutely.
Long may that continue.
Yep.
Hopefully many more are coming as well. Anybody watching today, please do get in touch. There's lots of places available for cricket here. We'll continue in the winter as well. That's a wide to bring the 5th over to a close with the score on 36 for the loss of 2. So again, 9 off that one, and with Empire just taking 8 off their 5th over, so the gap is just reduced by a single run further. 36 for 2 as against 42 for 1 at the end of the 5th.
It's going to be an interesting
perhaps that big last over of 14, just looking at that, might be the deciding factor as we get a little bit of, I wouldn't say blue sky, but sort of semi-grey.
Well, you can see blue just
a little
over
blue
there.
Further to my right, and it'll be Mona Into to bowl her 2nd over, and that one is another wide. Sheridan takes that one cleanly enough. So 2 on to the score. Into's 2nd over, so as you were saying earlier, then my suspect it'll be Trajila will still bowl.
I would expect her to
2
come
of the remaining 4 overs after this one.
Yeah, and I think was it Haiyang Nguyen who still has
one left.
Yeah.
So then just 1 other over still to come. Rhea, I think, has 1 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and that one is
top edged nicely weighted
and taken easily by keeper Sheridan. So that's the 3rd wicket to fall. The score on 38.
No, I wasn't out again. Really? Okay.
Specsavers for me, it seems. Okay.
Both of us then. Yeah.
Look from here.
Yeah, it certainly did look.
Or glove at least, but
yeah.
Clearly not. Maybe a bit of arm then it was, perhaps.
Yeah.
Wide, in any case, the next ball. After the dot, which I thought was a caught behind. And anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
You were saying about the winter time as well, so there will be some indoor competition this autumn, so we were just discussing that the other day.
So new players should be getting in touch with any of these 4 teams then playing in the women's competition this summer. That's another wide.
Yeah. Not to mention that we have a 6-week beginners course in from October to November, mid-November.
Okay.
So all new players very warmly welcome.
You can give a little bit more information after this over is bowled, perhaps, as to where and when on that one. That's a good addition to information this morning and this afternoon even. That's another wide. And I just want to say not to close the over. That's the 5th ball of this over. So 1 to come. Persade, it is still on strike. She does her best to try and get bat on that one. Doesn't, however, do so. But it was so far down the leg side that that was signalled as a wide. So 46 for 2 at the end of the 6th. 10 off that one, which again, Empire scoring 7 off the 6 over in the first inning. So the margin now reduced to 3. So you were saying, Maya?
Well, first of all, Mona has been she's had better figures, I think, during the league. So I'm suspecting that they have trouble holding on to the ball with the damp outfield. So, but yeah, beginners course will be held in Sanomala Sports Hall in Vantaa, and there will be more information on the website coming soon if it's not already there.
When will that be?
Sorry?
When will it be?
Starting 13th of October. Plenty of time still to register.
There's a dead ball. Umpire Gill. There's all sorts of things going on here. Not happy with the fact that the batters were ready to start the 7th over. Signals a dead ball. That'll be reballed. Mulapati it is. Will take her first over. So you're right. She'll be taking 2 of these last 4.
She's been the captain for our representative team recently.
Okay. In Oslo for the Nordic T20.
Yes.
Won by
The tournament.
Tournament won by
Denmark.
Denmark.
Yes, Denmark didn't lose a game.
That one is played into the mid-wicket area, and then won't be a run, and then there will be a run on a misfield as the bowler Mulapati goes back to chase that one. Not quite sure what happened there. We were just crediting the Empire fielding in the previous over. Not quite sure the mix-up there, but they'd take a single in any case. Doesn't manage to flick that one past keeper Sheridan, so that'll be a dot. So Denmark and Guernsey in Oslo, as Denmark and Guernsey we just saw the other day in Guernsey for the men's T20 sub-regional World Cup qualifiers, in which Finland were unfortunately beaten by Spain in the third place playoff. So Finland finished 4th in that tournament, as that one is played by Srivastava just around the corner, but there's no run, straight to the fielder.
Yeah, the Guernsey tournament you're talking about is the men's T20 sub-regional European World Cup qualifier.
Yeah. So I was just saying there's the 2 same teams then.
Yes.
Played off in the men's as well as in the women's Nordic event. We gave the Guernsey women the special recognition to be referred to as a Nordic country for the purposes of cricket development.
It was
we'll do anything to get more people playing.
And it was really nice to have them there.
Very good. That one is hit well, but straight at Chihan Lee at short extra cover, and there'll be no run.
Chihan Lei.
Chihan Lei, sorry. What did I say?
Lee.
Lee. Lei, beg your pardon. My bad. Mulapati here with a tight 7th over. It's making all the difference, I think. And that one, commentator's curse as ever. Just the first wide of her first over, but that brings the 7th to a close. Only 3 off that one. So again, the margin to Empire's first inning score now increased to 7. As the graphics up on screen thus reflect. So
yeah, she's usually a reasonably tight bowler, so I'm guessing that's why they also wanted to keep her to the end.
Yeah, so if she can bowl another tight one, either the 9th or the 10th, then it's all sorts of pressure on Helsinki here. Still needing 33 off the remaining 3 overs, so that's a nice easy one for even me to calculate. 11 runs and over. Seeing that Empire has managed to score 14 off the last, there's still all to play for here. Zaria Kular it is that comes back on for her 2nd over. So I suspect that'll mean a final over for Ngayan, and then the 2nd one for Mulapati, then to the 9th and 10th overs. But Kular then it is that she'll take the 8th, and that's a dot. That's Persade trying to move things along. Srivastava at the non-striker has yet to get off the mark. That one. Oh, and there's a slip.
Oh dear.
So it could have been a run out at either end, but decided to wisely probably throw it back in at the keeper, Sheridan, who takes off the bails. And Bersari it is that will depart with the score on 49.
Can't see who's coming in. Oh, it's the captain coming in now.
So Janet Coutinho, it is, number 15, the skipper. Pressure on here. She'll need to score runs immediately if they're going to get closer to this total of 82 for the victory.
Now Janet is another player who has some background in cricket, and she's been involved for a few years already. Let's see how she bats this time.
It's well bowled, straight through to the keeper. No bat on that one. So just 2 balls left in the 8th, and no runs yet scored. And there won't be anything off that one either. Just dabbed into the offside, but the field set close enough to cut off any run.
Looks like a tight over, this one.
A wicket maiden on here. Just one to come for Kular, and she managed to do it. And she does. There we go.
Well done. Is that
As
the
we
first?
were saying.
She'll be happy about that.
Pressure all on Helsinki now, with no runs scored off that over. So 33 off 3 now changes to 33 off 2, which means 16.5 per over. It's quite a big ask on from here. 14 is the highest score off any over so far today. So swinging here strongly in favour of Empire for 2 overs still to come here, and it will be 32. Mulapati to bowl the 9th, and she bowls that one down the leg side, wide. 2 added to the score, which brings up the 50, 51. 31 still needed.
Skipper, wicket keeper, they have been chirping, keeping up the noise on the field.
Umpire Gill looking back at the scorer's box, not sure what issue we have here.
Well, some Helsinki support going into the help scorers.
The graphics, at least on screen, are fine. It's 2 runs taken off the wide of the first ball of the over. Not sure what the problem is. Oh, I know, we have the wrong batter facing. A mix-up there in the previous over. Coutinho is at the non-striker's end, and on the screen we have her as facing, so it should be the other way around.
Okay, and we have an issue with the scoreboard. I just heard
the scoreboard are all going on here at the Gabba or at the Kennebec National Cricket Ground.
Yeah, unfortunately, the scoreboard jumped ahead to the next match already, so so we'll.
Okay, interesting.
It's not quite. Yeah, we'll have to wait a little bit.
So umpire's trying to sort out here the confusion. Looks like well, we still have on screen that Coutinho is facing, but it's Srivastava who is actually facing, so we'll continue. And that one is hit out into the mid-wicket area over the fielder.
Oh, are they taking 2?
Should come back for a second. They do. Indoor passes it to colleague and guy in there in the outfield, but throw yet to be returned. It is now, so they'll come back for 2. Moving along to 53 for the loss of 3 wickets. Now we have the batters in the right order on your screens as well. And there's a play and a miss. There's a sweep around the corner. Doesn't make contact with the ball, straight through to Sheridan. That's a dot. Run rate required just creeping up towards 20 here. I'll need to do something special to take over this Empire score. A little bit of contact, but not enough contact, and that'll be just another dot.
There's a bit of a shout from the wicket-keeper, but...
she looked as though she had a glove on it or something there. Difficult to see from the keeping position, but that one is just played around the corner, and they do make it for the single. Coutinho gets herself onto strike.
There's a bit of fumbling there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's didn't think there was a run there, but anyway.
No.
Managed to take one. Should be looking to get a boundary off this last one, I think. It's a wide, so 2 runs scored, which will move the score along to 56 for the loss of 3 wickets at the end of the 9th. So 26 needed off the last. Everything's possible, of course, with the wides to be rebowled, but it's Ngayan that will bowl the last one, so I don't think she's expected to bowl more than maybe the odd wide here and there, but certainly not anywhere near to make 26 achievable. So there'll have to be some special batting to get Helsinki home here. First one is playing a miss, just the batter moving across and the ball going over the stumps almost. So that's a single. 26 now is needed off the last 5 balls, and going into 5 sixes for a draw. There we go.
It's going to be a bye. Keeper running and slipping.
Come back for a second. Was there any ban on that one or not?
I don't think there was. Didn't see the signal though.
There's no signal from umpire Venkat, so
must have been then.
There was 2 off the bat.
Okay, it was a bye.
There we go. Missed the signal. Beg your pardon. 2 in any case to take the score along to 58, which means 24 or 4 legal deliveries as Ngayan continues. And this one is played well around the corner for a single to Srivastava. Nicely played. With the score along to 59. So something dramatic in terms of no balls and wides needs to happen here in the last 3 for Helsinki to get anywhere near the score. Looking like an Empire victory here today in this women's T10 final.
And they are the reigning champions now.
Now the reigning champions, okay, so looking like a retained championship for Empires. That one goes straight through to the keeper, nicely bowled by Ngayan. That's a dot ball. So just 2 deliveries left. This one just straying down the leg side for wide, signal by umpire Venkat. So as I mentioned earlier, the wide's rebowled in the last over, so that'll be 61 score. So 21 still remaining off 2 remaining legal deliveries. And that's again when bowled, just played out to
direct hit.
Chihan Layan as a direct hit, and it's a run out. A great bit of fielding. That's well played there. I was going to say there was a tight single on, but a direct hit from the throw to the keeper's end. Keeper Sheridan not needed to intervene, and the
We've got one to come, don't we?
yep,
Oh,
one ball
yeah.
remaining. 61 for 4. The loss of that wicket.
Oh, she's out for a duck.
Coutinho out for a duck. Not managed to get off the mark of her 6 balls, and it'll be
Oh, it's
number 4, I think, is that?
yeah, but it's not Coutinho going out, as we see on the field.
Ah, beg your pardon. Yeah.
There must be something on the
Bit of a
scoring.
Mix up with the graphics. In any case, this one hits
And just as the
that's
sun
on the
comes
leg,
out.
and the innings is brought to a close with the score on 61, which means that Empire are the women's T10 national champions 2024. Well played to them.
Yep. And just as the match finishes, we have sun.
The sun comes out. Yep. So well played to both teams.
Well
But
played
it's
indeed.
20 runs is the margin of victory for Empire ECC women here today, who take the championship. Helsinki Cricket Club, the runners-up this season.
Yeah, good job for them. Good job for them as well. You know, being the newcomers in the league and having several new players in their team.
Yep, nice performance.
Yep.
The other 2 teams, PCS and
SKK.
SKK, close, not too far behind these 2 teams, you think?
No, not really at all. I mean, each of they played 9 rounds in the round robin.
Okay.
And some very close calls. Yeah, been
Good.
really good to see.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So we shall leave you here. Let's see if there'll be a little mini presentation. I suspect that there will be before the men's T20 match, which is due to be played this afternoon. I think we're due for a 2 o'clock start, so they'll be adjusting the boundary ropes from the women's game, ready for that next match. Do join us again for that. Thank you for following this morning.
And thank you for me as well. I shan't be there on the next match, but
Oh, that's a shame.
come and follow women's cricket, and do get in touch with us if you're interested.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you. Enjoy the next match.
We'll finish on that note as the Empire women do a jig around the field in advance of receiving their winners' trophy and medals. So it's a warm welcome again back this afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the first match of the day. See you later.
Hello, Andy. All good? All good? Yeah. Okay. அந்த மார்க் தெரியுது பாருங்க அருண். இங்க ஓகே.
My knees don't want to be.
Go on, Andy, you're like.
So we're good to go. Apparently we're already live, so I'm flashing my thighs to everybody that's watching today. That's not a sight, and we shall not be speaking anymore about that one. We've just seen a great little game here to finish the women's T10 Finnish National Championship 2024. The runners-up this year, Helsinki Cricket Club, and the winners for 2024, Empire. So well played to both teams. Thanks as usual to our umpire team, Venkat and Parvez, wherever he is. He's not here. Venkat, thank you once again, and to the league organisation, Mano and the team in the background, as well as Geet and Tuomas on production today. Thank you again, gentlemen. But as it is, I shall pass over to I shall ask the Helsinki skipper to come up first for a few words, and before collecting the medals. So, Helsinki captain. Shock and surprise from Janet, but at least a nice handshake. So, what do you have to say about the match today?
I'm proud of my team because we really cooperated. I don't know what to wish. Not enough.
Whatever comes to your mind. Don't worry about it. There's only 3 million people watching.
I would like to say thank you to my team for supporting me and supporting the whole event, especially the coach. They used to come to give support.
Yeah. So you think there's good progress this year? The first time that you played in the Women's League. Happy with that?
I'm happy with my team. So it's not only me that's happy.
Of course.
The team is happy with this.
Excellent.
achievement.
Excellent. And then plans for 2025? A few more players, perhaps?
Also, my team, I think we will be planning to give some players.
Excellent. Okay. Super. So if you can, I'll just welcome Maya to the screen for the presentation of the runner-up medals to first skipper Janet, and then after that, if you would like to come one at a time to collect your medals.
Everyone, just in a line. Come through.
Yes,
Yeah, number 3.
To the winning side today. First, may I ask for the captain of the Empire team to come up for a few words? Suitably as the first, I think I said online that we didn't see any planes. We saw a helicopter this morning. We'll just wait for that Finnair jet to pass above us. Stella, another victory.
Yes, well,
What do you have to say?
I'm really proud of my team. Like, we've had a rough couple of last matches, so it was nice to see us all come together and be really much more in sync today for the final. Even if we have new members, Tanya, this is her second match with us as a cricketer, so we're really excited for all of our players to see us bounce back and start fresh. So proud of you guys.
Well done, well done. Thoughts for next season?
Keep powering through. We've seen what our new players this year can do. Mira as well. She started since the beginning and she's had a really great season. So we're looking forward to who we can bring in next season and have us join us in the club. So thank you, Mira, especially for all the background work you've been doing. Despite it being your first season, we're really happy to have you. So.
I think I said online, Mira Sastamani, that sounds quite a Finnish name. Is
Yes, yes. Born true and true, so we're really we're
no
excited.
cricket background, I guess?
No, she is a business player.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah.
Five and a half million people that we're trying to convince to come and play cricket, so here we go. There's one convert for the day.
Yeah.
She's done a great job.
She really has. So thank you to everybody who's put in the effort to get us new players this year, and I'm really happy to see how much fun you've had as well, just playing with us this season. So thank you. Yeah.
Excellent. Well done all around, and congratulations on the second and consecutive victory this year. Long may that continue, no doubt, in your opinion.
Yes, I hope so. I know we can do it. So, yes.
Well done. We'll do the medals first, and then you'll get the trophy at the end with all the team. The team, you want to stay all around here, so collect the medals, and then you'll be here in the back, and then we'll give Stella the trophy then at the end. So if you want to get your medal first of Maya. So just stay here, and then we'll give you the trophy at the last one. So everybody have medals, and then you get the trophy at the end. We'll play. Finally, the trophy for the winners on 2024. In the middle.
Go Stella!
That brings the end of the production today. Congratulations to Empire Cricket Club, and please do join us live for Finn Cricket Club against Arctic Wolves Storm Riders for the T20 final at 2 o'clock, so 7 minutes time.
Okay.